Greenhouse I know started from you're one of the founders, and then Chris Finneman.
Mm-hmm.
So where did that idea come from, and how's it kind of like going today?
Yeah, I'm really passionate about this one. It's a good question. So in Acts of the Apostles, there's a specific structure of a way of life that's laid out that I am passionate to see lived out in the church. And that is a type of community that commits to life to one another, that lives together, that worships daily together, whatever that form takes. It's just worship. It's just sacrificing. It's laying your life down together as a community for the glory of the gospel. And then it is seeing signs and wonders happen in the midst of you because of your yeses. And then the last thing, among others, that they mention is that numbers are added to them daily, which we could say is true of the church right now, and I can say that too, but I want to see more of it, essentially. I want to see that lived out more fully. So our mission with Greenhouse was formed on the basis that the early church had a template for what the fullness of life can look like. And so we really want to see what happens when we just try to put that into practice with young adults who tend to be the most hungry of people because they have the most availability. That's not the only reason why. I think that's one of the main ones. Their availability allows them to be able to say yes to great things. That sometimes is harder for married couples. It's harder for people who have already laid down their lives and vocations to be able to give a grander yes to a grander proposition. But at the end of the day, we have this huge passion to see a revival happen, specifically in Cincinnati, but also just in America. And that's going to happen through relationships. It's going to happen through a Catholic who has the humility to approach another Catholic and say, I'm not perfect, but I know the perfect one. And to really give them an opportunity to encounter that person, because I think that's what changed my life, is in meeting a group of people that chase after God with everything they had, even though they were imperfect. So that's kind of the wide-ranging vision. The more practical side of it is that we have houses for men and women in Cincinnati right now, at least, and we might expand soon to other cities, for young adults outside of college. And we just walk with them in how to encounter Jesus in a daily basis, how to evangelize their workforces and just in general the world, and then how to lay down their lives for the vocations or just discern the calls that are on their lives, basically. We invite them to come and experience what relationship can do, because this is what I was trying to get, is that I don't think the world can offer real relationship. I think that's something that only Christians can, because if you are serving some other God, then that God is going to inhibit you from loving. But our God is the only God of love. Our God is the only God that truly knows how to be other-centered, other-focused. And so when we serve the God of love, the Christian God, then that God is the only God who truly loves and is in relationship with us and allows us and teaches us how to be in relationship with others. So I really believe that's something the church can put forward better than anything else, and that's what we as Greenhouse vow to put forward, is that we want to love people unlike any other people love. So our 4 pillars are hunger, honor, hospitality, and humility. And we are hungry for God together as people. We honor one another because we recognize the sanctity of God's dignity that he puts inside of each human life. We are humble in the fact that humility wins us heaven on earth, but not that for ourselves. Humility is just who Jesus is, essentially. That Jesus is 2 attributes that he uses to describe himself are meekness and meek and humble of heart. We say a lot of other things about Jesus, but those are the only 2 things that he describes himself with. And then the last thing is hospitality. Hospitality is very simply put, it's the gospel put into action. It's really welcoming people with the heart of Christ. St. Benedict's rule says to welcome the stranger as Christ. And I think that is one of the greatest witnesses I've ever seen, is when someone random gets welcomed in like they are part of the family. And that's what everyone really wants at the end of the day. So those are our cultures, those are our values, that's kind of the globe of the practicals of what we do.